There was no burning feeling. You just toying with me? You're crazy. You're crazy. Let me go. Get me out of here. Help. Help. I'm gonna die because of some loser named Jake. Hello and welcome to Rose Colored Covered. I can't read today. If you're new here, hi, I'm Voyia. I play a variety of games. If you ever want me to play something, please don't hesitate to ask. My backlog is long, so please don't get angry with me if I don't play what you want me to play immediately. It would mean the world to me if you like, comment, and subscribe, and hype this video up. Let's get started. I don't have anything else I really want to say. There is voice acting in here. I think this is another kidnapping game, but we're trying to get into the spooky season. So what's scarier than getting kidnapped by a cutie? So yeah, let's get started. Oh my God. Hello? Oh! I didn't know it was going to start out like that. ... Vision slowly returns to you, albeit very fuzzy at first. Your eyes took a second to adjust to the darkness all around. Okay, so remember I said this is a stalker thing? I guess there's kidnapping in here too. Forewarning, there's kidnapping in here. Don't think I didn't tell you. Laying on the concrete floor made your body ache while the back of your head was throbbing. Yeah, somebody hit us with a pole, a pipe or something? I don't know. I'm a little scared though. Where were you? Last thing you remember was seeing the bus stop and then darkness. You weren't even going to the bus stop. You just wanted to throw away some trash in the trash bin. It was impossible to be a good Samaritan. Yeah, see, you try to do something good and it comes and bites you or hits you with a pipe. I don't know. It's so weird. You shouldn't have done the right thing. You should have thrown the fast food leftovers on the ground and went home. No, just put it in your bag and throw it away when you get home. What's wrong with you? Like, ugh. Now you were in what looked like a basement with your limbs tied and your mouth taped shut. Good people really do die young. Assess the situation. Look for the bathroom. Panic. I'm going to play the game. I think there's 4 endings. I'm going to play the game the way the choices I would choose and what I would do in a situation. And then I'm going to play it and try to get all 4 endings. So I'm going to assess the situation real quick. It was best to stay calm right now and figure out what happened. You shift your shoulders and elbows to prop yourself up, but it proved to be pretty difficult with your hands behind your back. After a moment of struggle, you use all your strength in your abs to sit up properly. Don't skip the gym. Being left alone in the dark, silent room gave you some space to be alone with your thoughts at the very least. There were no clues in this room as to where you were, so you focus on how you got there instead. We don't know how we got here. Maybe he knows something that they're not going to say until now. You must have been approached from behind and hit with something that knocked you out. I mean, yeah. The bruise you felt forming on your head was physical proof of that. What else did you know for certain? Pretty much nothing. This was unfamiliar territory, and you were without any resources to call for help. Oh my God. Creak, creak, creak. The floorboards above you were so loud that you could hear footsteps from all the way in the basement. Somebody was up there. Undoubtedly the person responsible for taking you captive. Well, I hope they're cute. There were a few moments of alarm that were brought to an end when the footsteps got louder. Your eyes were glued to the ceiling above as they moved to the left, then forward towards the rickety old stairs. Oh no, they're coming downstairs. Your heart stopped as sounds of a lock clicking hits your ears. Then you scrape of old metal as a doorknob turned. I'm getting nervous. The blood in your veins ran cold and you felt as though time slowed in anticipation of what was to come. Your kidnapper was coming downstairs, and you were about to see their face for the first and possibly last time. Then came the sound of shoes on top of the stairs. Every step brought your inevitable fate closer and closer, staring helplessly into the darkness as they descended. The sound came to a halt, and then, ooh, the whole room was bathed in pink. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, pink is okay. It's not my favorite color, but it's okay. You flinch and squint your eyes from the drastic change of lighting. You had expected to see a burly man dressed in all black, maybe even a scary mob boss who was about to ask your family for ransom money. That don't look like a mob boss to me. What you hadn't expected was for a pair of garish yellow heels to be in front of your face. Your eyes slowly trailed upwards, past a pair of freshly waxed legs and a bright pink skirt. Well, hello, you. You look how I expected. There before you was a young woman with a pink bow in her hair and styled blue hair. You looked how I expect. I did not expect, but I expected because I think I saw her before because she looks familiar. I'm getting some water, you guys. She was looking down at you as if you were a small mouse she had found scampering around in her basement rather than a tied up human being. As you stared, that grin on her face, oh yeah, she's gonna do things to your butt. There's nothing you can do. You might as well accept it. As you stare at each other in silence, her expression gradually relaxed into a sickening sweet grin. Then she spoke.
Oh, you're much cuter from the front.
Okay, there was voice acting. I'm gonna make sure you guys can hear it, but I'm gonna turn the music down too. Okay.
It's a real shame you have to die.
We don't have to die. We don't. You could just let me go. Try to fight, cry, stare. In this situation, I would just be asking questions like, why do I have to die? What happened? Especially if my mouth is uncovered, but he said his mouth is taped and his limbs are tied, so I'm gonna just stare. You couldn't muster up any kind of reaction besides bewilderment. You stare up at her with wide eyes, your body completely frozen in place. Upon seeing the lack of response, the girl let out a sigh.
Oh, well, that's no fun.
You're about to kill me, ma'am. She knelt down in front of you and reached for you, causing you to flinch back. No amount of self-preservation could avoid her in this situation, though. Absolutely not. She looks scary. Her right hand pressed against your temple to keep your head steady, while her left grabbed the edge of the tape. It was yanked off of your lips in a flash, making your skin buzz and tingle with pain. Ow!
There we go. I hate talking to myself.
She didn't seem to care how it irritated you. Her head tilted to the side, and the feeling of dread took over. I would be just... But you could be nicer to me instead of just sitting there looking at me like that.
It's about high time I introduced myself, yeah? My name is Gabriella. Not that it will matter to you anyway. You won't be alive to remember it.
Aw, dang it. She then giggled and poked your nose.
And you have been a little thorn in my side as of late. Jake hasn't had any time for me since you entered the picture. I think that's pretty selfish of you.
Well, who is Jake? Is he hot? Is he hot? Is he fine? Like, cause you could have him. Hey, I love my 2D men. I promise. There is no amount of love that I have for them that I would sit here and fight a psychopath that's willing to catch me off guard and hit me upside my head, tie me up, and take my mouth up to keep him. You can have him.
This is you finally reaping what you sow.
Scream for help. Jake, really? Let me go. You're a freaking psycho. Jake? Really? That's how I would feel. Her mouth opened to refute, then clicked shut again. After a moment or two, she let out a chuckle.
Yeah, his name is very stereotypical, but a hot guy name is deserving of a hot guy.
Jake is not a hot name.
So?
Her eyes were fixed on you without any hint of looking away.
Now is the time for us to chat. How's that sound?
To chat?
I want you to understand exactly what it is that you did wrong.
Or you can just let me go, Gabriella. Listen, I love your name. I love the name Gabriella. It's pretty. It's very beautiful. And I love your hair color. It's my favorite color. Let me go. You can have Jake.
As selfish as you are to deprive you of that. This is a chance to confess and right those many, many wrongs.
Well, then tell me what I need to confess to.
That's why I'm giving you this time before you meet whatever fate awaits you.
What the hell are you talking about? What's wrong?
Don't play dumb. Jake's taken quite a liking to you. I know you've noticed. You're trying to spur him on and earn his affection. Earn. More like steal.
I'm not stealing. The way she said it was with such clear disdain. You could almost feel the venom spat from her lips. She leaned closer to your feet, then reached for something out of your view.
This is a whole song and dance he and I do. He pretends to like other people, but always comes crawling back to me.
So you're Jake's stalker and you're just trying to take out Jake's pieces? These double chocolate chip booty cheeks are for fine guys. If Jake is not fine, I'm going to be angry that they making me fight for something that I don't even want. You tried to follow her path with your eyes, leading you to a box that she has shoved in the corner. What's in the box?
Although, it's not like I give him much of a choice.
What's in the box? From the depths of your box, she pulls out a pair of dull scissors. I'm gonna throw up. Any ordinary person would have thrown those away, but you had a suspicion she wasn't ordinary by any means.
I think he knows how jealous I get and does it on purpose.
She looks so cute right here that it's hard to believe. Like, if I only showed y'all this picture, y'all probably think, oh, she's just a cutie pie. Meanwhile, she's got scissors in her hand that we can't see.
I don't mind, though. I'll dispose of as many loose ends as I need to ensure our happily ever after.
Oh, no, you don't have to do that. You jerk your head back as the tip of the scissors waved dangerously close to your eyes. Ma'am, please, you can have Jake. She merely laughed at your wariness.
And your end is very loose indeed. I've seen your eyes on him. Those times you crossed paths at the grocery store and talked a little too long when he offered to pay for your drink at the coffee house. I watched his eyes follow you as you walked away, off to whatever useless fucking pastime you occupy yourself with.
Don't be mean to me, alright? Again, you can have Jake. The scissors move lower, their dull tip nearly at your neck.
It makes me sick how much you affect him, and me as a result.
Or you can just let me go.
I actually haven't used these scissors before. I want to get more creative with you. The sharp tools have done just fine before, but they take you vermin out too quickly. I want to see if I can savor this instead.
Ma'am, if you wanted to scissor me, I do go both ways. I'm just saying, like, you don't have to use real scissors. We could actually be scissoring. No, that's not what she's talking about. She's gonna kill me. Okay. All right. Y'all ain't gotta tell me. Okay. You inhale shakily as you... I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Listen, okay? Tell me you wouldn't throw them cheeks at somebody. Whether they double chocolate chip, whether they're chocolate chip, or whether they're freaking white chocolate or double white chocolate. You wouldn't throw them cheeks at somebody to save your life? Okay, see, we on the same level. See, y'all just like me. Y'all just like me. You inhale shakily as she lightly prodded at your skin, moving down your body with every poke of the scissors. You couldn't do anything to escape it.
Maybe I can even show you a fraction of the pain you've caused me. You've caused us.
You don't have to. The scissors move away from you and Gabriella set them down briefly. Her eyes were finally off you, instead looking down at the tool with a thoughtful expression.
Maybe these won't do enough damage. I quite like the tools I used last time.
Why are you doing all of this for a man? Distract her, explain your situation, egg her on. I'd be like, honey, it's a man. You can have him. I don't want him. Never did want him. Like, that's how I would talk. Not saying I don't like men. I love my men, especially the good men. And you know who you are. You don't have to even say and open your mouth and tell people that you're good, because people can look at you and be like, yeah, that's a good man. The good men, I adore. I'm not getting schmilled by your stalker for you. I love you guys. I really do. But if your stalker's like, Voyia, I'm going to murder you. There's nothing you can do. I'm going to take your life. I'm going to look at you and I'm going to look at her and I'm going to be like, honey, you can have him. Like, this is you and his business. This ain't got nothing to do with me. But yeah, why are you doing all this for a man? Gabriella stares down at you for a moment before a new expression of confusion crossed her face.
What was that?
You heard me. You're a young woman who should know her worth. No man is worth this much effort. Huh. She seems genuinely shocked by this turn of events. Pushing aside the fact that she was caught off guard, she rolled her eyes.
Jake is not just some man. He's my man.
And your man, he definitely can be.
And frankly, I don't appreciate you devaluing him like that.
Oh, crap. She doesn't act male-centered. She just act crazy. I want y'all to understand the difference between a male-centered woman and just a psycho. She's not male-centered like all men are better than women type of woman. That's my man. And I'm going to do everything for him. And there's nothing you can do. Like, that's her. That's her. Girl, men ain't shite.
I should have left the tape on your mouth. That's enough chit-chat, isn't it? The fun hasn't even started yet.
Okay. Gabriella stood abruptly from the ground and spun on her heels. They clicked against the concrete as she saunters away from your floor spot. Sorry, I was just thinking about the man ain't shite thing. Not all men. Listen, I'm the type of person that's like, I love everybody. I think there's good men out there. I think there's good women out there. I also think there's bad men out there. And I think that there's bad women out there. It's a 50-50. And yes, we always see all the bad, terrible men. So it makes us think that all men aren't shite. But I'm going to be honest. There are some good men out there. Just like we see terrible women online all the time. And we think all women ain't shite. But there's some great women out there. You know what we're doing? You know what us good men and good women are doing? We're staying in the house and minding our business. That's why you don't see us online. You're going to see the bad because we mind our business. Whatever fun she was referring to was probably the opposite for you. She laced her hands behind her back and allowed her eyes to wander the room, lost in her own world.
What shall we do to start the evening? It'll have to be quick if I want plenty of time to dispose of you later, but I hate to rush things.
I don't like rushing either.
You can't have your cake and eat it too.
A rickety wooden floor cabinet ended up being her destination as she slowed her pace and stood in front of it. You could hear the drawers being pulled open and she rifled through it, although you couldn't see anything yourself. Please don't pull out I don't know, a pair of shears.
You know, Jake actually hates cake. I bet you didn't. You don't know anything about him, really.
I don't want to know anything about Jake.
I know him.
I don't want to know anything about Jake anymore. You watched as she threw a couple of objects out of the cabinet. A couple of pencils, some old business cards, and a few old tape dispensers. None of them ended up hitting you, as they just bounced away in different directions. Her rant continued without missing a beat.
He likes to have sweet potato casserole for his birthday instead of cake. Isn't that strange? I make one for him just the way he likes, but he still wants some nobody like you. I bet you can't even bake a sweet potato casserole. He wouldn't be happy with you. You could never put in the amount of effort I have.
I'm gonna give y'all some lady advice, some women advice, some friendly advice. When you try extra hard for a man, he absolutely can find interest in another woman because you're trying so hard. He know he can have you. And it's kind of like reversed back to that old saying where the chase is part of the excitement type thing. So when you're first getting to know a guy, you don't have to try this hard. I promise you, you don't have to. Anybody, man, women, you don't have to try this hard. Try, yes, but don't uber try, get to know them or whatever. If you're just trying to get the panties, just trying to get the draws, ladies, fellas, don't try this hard. Don't try this hard, because I'm guaranteeing if you're just after some choco tacos and some sausage, I promise you that it'll be easier for you to just be like, look, I'm just trying to, what you trying to do type of thing. She's trying way too hard. That's probably why Jake don't like her. But on the other hand, I mean, technically, no, I didn't. I was going to say technically I tried hard with Song. I did not try hard with Song at all. At all. We were supposed to just be friends, and then it just happened naturally, I guess. I don't know. She turned around again, leaning against the cabinet casually, with a small box in her hands. She slid it open, pulling out a singular match, and twisted it between her fingers.
How about fire? Are you afraid of fire?
No.
I could bake you into a nice little casserole and he'd be none the wiser. Would he?
Oh. And the match was quickly lit as she scraped it against the box and brought a small flame to life. Wait, you can't! You exclaimed in a panic when the match was flung towards you. Your whole body seemed to recoil, and you squeezed your eyes shut on instinct. There was no burning feeling. You just toying with me? You're crazy. You're crazy. Let me go. Get me out of here. Help. Help. I'm gonna die because of some loser named Jake. Peeking your eyes open again, revealing that the match landed a few feet from you. It sparked on the ground before going out with a puff of thin smoke. She was laughing at you. This girl was a real sadistic freak.
Wow, you're a real piece of work. I was joking. I would never do that to my dear Jake. I bet you taste disgusting anyway.
You should know if you've had his lips on yours. Okay, I'm not going to antagonize her. I'm sorry. Yeah, I would have got killed here. Like, yeah, have you kissed him? You should know if I taste him bad. Her shadow came closer until she was in front of you once again.
No. I prefer something a bit more direct.
A second match was lit. The light brightened her features. The flame came closer to your eyes, so you shifted as far back as you could. However, there wasn't much space to escape her whims.
I like forwardness. It's what drew me into Jake.
Suddenly, she pressed the match hard into your upper arm. It seared your skin, and you let out a shriek. Her unexpected attack wasn't without an her adding a little verbal salt to the wound.
Don't look so surprised.
The used match dropped from her fingers and onto the basement floor. Gabriella promptly lit another, this time using it against you much quicker. I need to see Jake. I really do. This one was pressed down on your calf. Jesus! You hissed at the sensation and kicked your legs as much as possible to try getting it away from you. As the pain subsided, you took a second to catch your breath. What's wrong with you? Her brown eyes were filled with indifference as she stared down at you and hummed.
Have I told you how Jake and I met?
Your words were completely ignored.
It was back in high school. I guess you could say we were high school sweethearts.
She lit another match, but didn't use it immediately. She just stared into the glowing flame. You were too scared to utter a word while she was distracted.
I was already living alone by the time I was 15. Classes were never fun, so I skipped school a lot. Every day was so empty.
She giggled and blush appeared on her face.
That is, until I met Jake. He was known as a player back then, so he skipped classes like the cool kid he was. He was in the park where I wanted to take pictures. I got a picture of him in the best light. It made him glow.
Can I see this picture?
I knew right then and there that it was love. Love at first sight finally felt real.
I need to see this picture. I really need to see Jake. You could almost be fooled to see nothing but a lovesick woman in front of you. The past few hours made the view of her impossible, though.
We've been together for so many years now. He tried to break up with me a few times, but I knew he was just in a bad place. A few times I've caught him trying to cheat, too. He's a big old tease with how much he flirts around. It's okay, though. I deal with it.
Is this how you deal with them? How many have you had down here? As if to prove her point, the match came closer to you. You flinch away faster this time, so the tip missed your shoulder. Luckily, she didn't try again and simply pulled it away.
Every time. Jake learned his lesson and stopped for a while. Until you entered the picture, that is. Luring him back into his old habits. You're a bad influence on him.
Her mouth opened and she pressed the match to her tongue. Huh. Yeah, you can have Jake, honey. You winced at the sound it made when the flame extinguished, but she didn't bat an eye. With the flame out, she threw the matchbox itself at you, bumping against your forehead. It didn't hurt, but it was enough to damage your ego. She stood up again and kicked the discarded box far away from the both of you.
Matches are too small.
You breathed a sigh of relief when she walked away again, returning to the cabinet to continue her search. Her back was to you and she was muttering quietly to herself. Try to untie your hands, scoot towards the stairs, ask Gabriella about herself. Sit silently. Maybe if we know more about her, the next time we come through here, we might be able to save ourselves. Because I feel like we already lost it when we said Jake ain't nothing, man ain't shite. I didn't think the character would say that, but she did. So maybe if we come back, like maybe if we just try to get to know her, maybe we can learn something about her. Ask Gabriella about herself. Excuse me. Who are you? Like, without Jake. She didn't turn around at your question, but you knew she was listening. You know, what are you like when he's not involved? I can't imagine you acting like this all the time.
I act normal. People like you just bring the worst out of me.
Oh, listen, Gabriella, baby girl, I'm not trying to, I promise. You sincerely doubted that since the common denominator here seemed to be Jake. Even if he was the one bringing out the worst in her, you knew you couldn't say that out loud. Then, what is normal to you?
My normal is boring. Everything is predictable. I feel happier when he's around. That's all.
After a moment of tense silence, her head tilted towards you. It was brief, but you could almost spot a smile on her face.
But if you're going to pry, I like photography.
Okay. That's something we have in common. I wanted to be a photographer, but my mom told me I couldn't because she said it doesn't make money. So we have something in common.
From taking pictures of Jake.
Oh, okay.
It makes a moment live forever. And I want to see the world with him one day.
Okay. You watch her face quickly switch back to blank as she approached you.
I wish Jake would stop fighting fate.
This right here, this stare down that she gives us is automatically terrifying. In her hand was an old kitchen knife. It was covered in rust and had most likely been put down here years ago. Great. You didn't even get to die from from a clean knife. Of course we don't die from a clean knife.
I try to move us forward, but he always brings us back 3 steps. I thought he'd leave his playboy persona behind, but sometimes change is hard. I need to help facilitate that change myself. You understand, right?
Right. Girls standing up for girls, girl, I get it. You couldn't understand in the slightest. As if you wanted to understand her point of view after getting kidnapped and tortured.
Know that none of this is about you. It never was. Don't take it too personally.
Don't take getting murdered too personally? Yeah. Okay.
Funny.
The knife in her hand was more than enough to quiet your attempt at humor. She ran the blade along her palm to test its sharpness, but drew no blood. That's worse. A dull knife is worse. Was that good or bad for you? That's really bad. Hey, listen, person in game, that's really bad for you.
I should stick to what I know works for you. Nothing too fantastical or showy. A knife does its job, plain and simple. The clean knives upstairs have their uses, but I'd prefer to cook with them over this one. It won't be without any flair, though. Maybe the age of it will make this all more thrilling, like a fine wine.
For some reason, it looked like her voice got lower in OBS. Or did OBS not pick up her voice at all? That was weird. Like, it looked like I looked over there and I saw that the sound was not showing up. Your breathing shortened when the cold metal touched your throat. It hadn't plunged into your skin yet, but it was only a matter of time. Gabriella seemed to enjoy the teasing, though. You might have a few minutes left to forge a path to survival.
This was inevitable. All humans die someday. Your day just so happened to be sooner than others.
Please, Gabriella, please. Don't do this. I have a wife and a kid. I don't have any wife or kid. I have a wife and a kid. I don't even like men. I do love men. I don't even like men. The blade slid across your skin lightly. The tip of the knife made it way down your neck, then to your collarbone, then to your sternum. You tried not to move to avoid getting cut. If you made her lose control, she'd end your life in a heartbeat.
Jake certainly won't miss you. I can assure you of that. So, any last words?
She swirled the knife around absent-mindedly, allowing you one last opportunity to speak. Please don't do this. Is he worth it? Try to break free in front of her? I think it's too late to try to break free. Please don't do this. Like, you know what? It's already over. Let me scoot my chair up because I've been sitting back far, so I hope you guys can hear me. And I've been sitting back far. I'm going to ask the question. Do you really think he's worth it? Is he worth it? You couldn't think of any other way to dissuade her. It was a desperate attempt to make her reconsider. To your surprise, Gabriella's composure seemed to crack. Her grip on the knife had been so effortless, but now she seems unsure. Everything that came as naturally as second nature had been put into question as she stared down at you in confusion.
Is Jake worth it?
Yeah. Sounds like he's hurting you. Maybe even on purpose. Do you really think this will make you happy? Gabriella's gaze fell to the rusty old knife in her hand. As she stared down at it, her grip loosened, then tightened again. She hadn't expected her to doubt herself after all of this.
Jake will make me happy. It'll all be okay after we're together. It has to be. It has to.
What if Jake doesn't want that though? But what if everything isn't okay? What if everything isn't okay? What if everything isn't okay?
Then we'll make it okay. He'll be with me, so everything will be okay. I won't have to worry about him running off or hating me. I need him. You don't.
You're right. I don't need him. At that, Gabriella froze entirely. You took the chance to speak again, sitting up more comfortably. And you don't either. Trust me. Conflicted, Gabriella began to walk in small circles. She couldn't decide whether to grip her hair or swing the knife around from the looks of it. Oh, man. We needed this. We need to make her realize that he is not good for her. Ultimately, she let out an angry groan and threw the blade across the room. It clattered against the wall and fell to the ground unceremoniously.
This is stupid. This is all so stupid. I fucking hate this.
You watched silently as she let out her frustrations, pacing the room and letting out various groans while muttering incoherently. When she looked back at you again, she looked so distraught it threw you for a loop.
I just want him to like me. Is that really so hard? I do this all for him, and he never appreciates me. Not one thank you.
Her legs swung around to kick the cabinet. It sounded painful, but she ignored it.
I'm just so tired of fighting. He's just out of reach. Every day pulls us further apart.
She lets out a yell. She wasn't looking at you, instead staring at the ceiling to keep herself composed. Okay, so we got through to her a little bit. She realizes that Jake is the problem, not us. Now untie me so I can go home. I won't even tell the police at this point. You go ahead and go after Jake. If I do tell the police, I'll probably do it anonymously and move, but I wouldn't, like, go ahead. He's a playboy, like you said.
I want to be happy. I hate this.
You know, you can be happy, right? The same brown eyes that had terrified you just moments before now made you feel a sense of pity. Why were you sympathetic towards this monster of a woman? Hey, listen, I'm going to tell y'all this right now. You need a psychopath friend like this. Not super crazy, but treading this line of craziness. Like, she would kidnap you, but she ain't going to kill you. Like, you need a crazy friend like this. When stuff like happens, we need a Gabriella. If I had a Gabriella friend, I promise you I wouldn't be worried about anybody. Somebody's like, shut up, B, or yelled at me or something. I'd be like, oh, I'm calling Gabriella. How dare you talk to me like that? Like, that's how I would be. I need a Gabriella friend. And I'm talking men and women. You both need a Gabriella friend. But a controllable one. One you could be like, calm down, Gabriella. You ain't got to do nothing too crazy. And then she calms down. You need a Gabriella friend. She must have been just as surprised as you from this turn of events, since she couldn't meet your gaze anymore. It was like Gabriella had been replaced with a statue, eyes trained on the ceiling in silent contemplation. Excuse me. I was going to say contemplation. I don't know what I was about to say. And let's keep going. Had you made the right choice questioning her beliefs? Would she say F it and kill you for fun? Every second that dragged on made you more concerned for your own safety.
You're right. I can. Just not with Jake.
You don't need Jake. Her focus then returned to you, but it felt different. You felt like prey within the jaws of a predator earlier, but this felt new. Now, you felt like a piece of candy on Halloween that was about to be picked from the bowl. It was frightening change of pace. Oh man.
Fate works in mysterious ways.
Right.
I think he's just a means to an end. A way the world led me to my solution. The answer to my problems.
Okay, she's coming around. Huh? That implication made you worry for Jake's safety, but you didn't have time to dwell on that. I don't know what she's talking about, but I'm scared. Gabriella's face came closer in a way that both intimidated and flustered you. The hardening edges of her features were now softened. That cutesy persona she pulled up was now back by a sweet smile and flushed cheeks. I somehow turned this around. I think I somehow turned this around and made her want to give me her cheeks. If anyone ever tell me I ain't got the riz, don't ever disrespect me. I gets the ladies. Don't ever disrespect me anymore. Was your heart pounding in fear or fascination?
So, tell me, what's your name, sweetie?
Oh my God. Don't ever tell me I don't get the ladies. I gets the ladies. Ending 4-4. Don't ever disrespect me. We're going to go back and get the other endings. Let's go. Thanks for playing. Thank you for making it. We're going to go back through this. Okay, this time I'm going to look for a bathroom. First things first, where were you going to piss if need be? Excuse the language. You tried your best to sit up and look around, but it proved to be pretty difficult with your hands behind your back. After a moment of struggle, you used all your strength in your abs to sit up properly. This is the same, so I'm going to try to skip it and see if something else different happens. I cannot skip it. It doesn't look like it. Your eyes scanned the room for any door that could lead to a bathroom, but you came up empty. There was a creaking staircase off in the corner, but you couldn't see the door upstairs from this angle. Other than that, there were a few boxes and cleaning supplies. Maybe you could use that bucket. Is that a bucket? That looks like a big bowl. Wow. You were so desperate that you resorted to a pee bucket. Desperate times calls for desperate measures. Creak, creak. So this should be the same. I saw the skip button pop up at the bottom. Let's keep going. We did stare at her the first time. I'm going to try to fight this time. You thrashed your body as aggressively as possible and tried your hardest to get away. You didn't expect to get far with your limbs bound, but it was the intention that mattered. Yeah, like I could just imagine myself just squirming on the floor, just because I think my mouth is still tied up right now, and I'm just squirming on the floor. It was just to prove a point.
Oh, well, that's no fun.
Okay. So the skip button came up. I'm going to assume that means I can skip it. We're going to keep going. So I'm going to scream for help. We already did Jake. Really? I'm going to scream for help. You inhaled deeply and let out a loud, shrill scream. It was a desperate attempt to contact the outside world. Okay. Sharp pain took over your senses as she kicked your face. Kicked? Okay. Your skull bashed into the ground again, making you distorted. Your eyes were watery as you looked back up at Gabriella. The smile on her face was betrayed by the icy cold look in her eyes.
I really thought I had some time to chat with you first. I guess you're not one for the small talk then.
Everything was throbbing as you struggled to keep your vision focused. The creak of her heels thundered in your ears as she walked a few paces away. She's going to that drawer.
Straight to the point with you.
She's going to the drawer.
Well, straight to the point we will go.
You could barely make out the shape of a garden shovel. It came closer, then nothing. Ending 1 of 4, game over. So that's 2 endings. I guess panic. There was no way in hell you could stay calm at a time like this. You thrashed your body back and forth to try to sit up, but it proved to be pretty difficult with your hands behind your back. After a moment of struggle, you used all your strength in your abs to sit up properly. Okay. Once you had regained the smallest semblance of control, you pushed your body back against the basement wall. Your breathing was ragged and quick, which wasn't helped by the taped mouth. I mean, I keep forgetting my mouth is closed until something comes up that has to do with my mouth, and I'll be like, okay, it's taped out. Was this really where you died? You would be tortured and killed by a stranger who picked you up off the side of the road. Your head hurts. Your wrists and ankles felt raw from the rope, and your heart was hammering 1,000 miles a minute. It's like you're having a panic attack. I had one of those this morning, but this game has actually made me happy. So I forgot about it. What could you have done to avoid this outcome? Could you have done anything different? Gone somewhere different? Kept walking? Creak, creak, creak. Okay, so let's keep going. So we stared at her. We tried to fight. Let's cry. Oh no. The reality was setting in. Tears pricked in the corner of your eyes, and you felt that familiar burning sensation. Hot tears slid down your cheeks silently, and the girl pursed her lips.
Oh, well, that's no fun.
Yeah, I'm crying, sobbing, snotting everywhere. Let me go.
This is you finally reaping what you sow.
Okay, so we screamed. We said Jake. Let's say let me go. Let me go. She lifted her eyebrows and stared down at you. It felt judgmental.
Do you really think that'll work? I'll just let you walk out of here because you told me to? I thought you were smarter than that. So...
Okay, so the skip button popped up. I'm going to keep going. Let's distract her. Actually, I'm going to save. Okay, I'm going to distract her. What tools did you use last time?
Oh, just some stuff laying around in here.
Gabriella stood from her kneeling position to look around the basement. It gave you a better chance to survey your surroundings.
I've used that old shovel, shears, the knives upstairs, a mallet, even a bowling ball.
Oh. Okay.
That one wasn't nearly as fun, though. I had to buy a new pair of flats after that girl.
You were barely listening to her insane rambling anymore. From this vantage point, you could see a small window that could be used as an escape. Whether or not it was big enough for a person was up for debate, though. Look, I got too much meat back there, you understand? And too much meat in the front. I was blessed with both, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to throw my boobs out, squeeze through, then try to wiggle these hips and these double chocolate chip booty cheeks out of a small window. Yeah, I'm gone. I'm a goner. I ain't getting away from her. My best bet is to beat her up until she can't move and get out. There was also the staircase where she came from, but you had no idea what was up there waiting for you. Maybe another serial killer.
That's enough chit chat, isn't it? The fun hasn't even started yet.
So the skip button came up. I'm gonna skip it. My God, her just looking at me like this makes me scared. So because there's only 4 endings and I've already gotten 2 of them, I'm going to assume that some of these lead down the same road. I think I asked Gabriella about herself the last time. Sitting silently probably isn't going to do anything, and I already kind of said something to her, so let's try to escape. Scoot towards the stairs. She wasn't looking at you. This might be your only chance to escape. Holding your breath, you slowly shuffled across the floor. Every heartbeat felt so loud as it hammered in your chest. You tried to keep as quiet as possible, knowing any sound would make her turn around. Lucky for you, her searching through the cabinets was loud enough to mask any noise in your direction. You had to use the power of hope and manifestation to keep it that way. One scoot of your butt, a slow turn of your body, a push of your legs against the ground. Every moment brought you a little closer to freedom. There. The stairs were within eyeshot now. You could see up to the closed door. Who's to say she didn't lock it behind her? There's no way she locked it and trapped herself down here too. Oh God. Hey, Gabrielle. Hi, girl. I was just looking around. You know how you come into a new environment and you're looking? That's kind of what I was doing. You don't believe me? Does she look like she believed me? Yeah, she don't. Turning your head slowly to face the rest of the basement, you were met with Gabriella stood a few paces away. She don't believe me, y'all. She had noticed you. Her brown eyes were a shade darker than normal. She brandished a silver hammer, and it was gripped in her hand so tightly that you could see her veins.
I can't take my eyes off you for a second, can I?
Gabriella, please. She said it in an almost playful manner, but it sent a chill down your spine. You were caught red-handed.
It's so cute that you thought you could climb the stairs like that. But you're too flighty. This is what I get for playing with my food.
The hammer was raised in the air, and time slowed. You scrambled towards the stairs with reckless abandon, kicking your feet in a panic. Help! Please! Somebody help! You screamed. Your screams were cut off as a flash of white consumed your vision. Pain was the last thing your brain could register before. Nothing. Ending 1. Dang it, we got ending 1. See, so some of these lead to the same thing. Already distracted her. Let's explain your situation. Look, I promise I have no interest in Jake. Gabriella let out a quick scoff.
Of course you don't. Just like everyone I've had in here who said the same thing after their mistakes caught up to them.
No, I'm serious. He's just some random guy I've talked to a few times. I probably wouldn't even remember his name if you hadn't reminded me.
That's a dirty fucking lie.
Gabriella, honey, please. Gabriella's fist collided with the ground beside your head. Isn't this concrete we're on? Trapping your words in your throat. Her hand shook with restrained anger before she moved her hand away, a bruise blossoming across her knuckles.
I won't let you have him. He's mine. It's about time you understood that. That's enough chit-chat, isn't it? The fun hasn't even started yet.
Okay, the skip button popped up. Let's keep going. So we tried to scoot towards the stairs. We asked Gabriella about herself. What happens if we just stay silent? You had no words to say, especially not to the woman who had kidnapped you beside a bus stop. Everything hurt and your skin was crawling with the need to get out of here. How slowly was she going to kill you? Torture seemed too extreme, and you never expected that to be how you met your end. Maybe you imagined dying peacefully in your sleep after many long years of work and building a family. Even a freak accident where you got hit by a bus would have been more merciful than this. You didn't want to die here, but your wants were for naught in this scenario. She had all the cards, and you simply had to play the game. A rigged game where you had no choice but to lose.
I'm getting really tired of this.
Oh God. She turned to begin to walk towards you, making your heart skip a beat. You had no idea what she had planned for you now.
I wish Jake would stop fighting fate.
Okay, the skip button came up. Let's keep going. I guess we can say please don't do this. Your voice came out weaker than intended. It was a desperate attempt to make her reconsider.
I'm afraid it's a little too late for begging.
Please. Her grip on the knife adjusted, and the look in her eyes was chilling. You squeezed your eyes shut, feeling terrified tears threatening to spill over. The metal touched your neck again. The pain lasted only a few seconds before nothing. Dang it. Okay, so I think I know how to do this. I mean, we never egged her on. Does Jake even like you? Gabrielle's face turned towards you with a forced smile.
Of course he likes me. He loves me.
I don't know. If you have this much competition, sounds like he wants someone else. Actually, it sounds like he wants anyone else.
Shut up.
If one or two interactions with me was enough for him, maybe the problem is you. You're just not what he's looking for in the slightest. I almost feel bad for the guy.
Stop it.
If I had a crazy psycho stalker like you, I'd try to find a way out too. No wonder he's always after other people. He's trying to escape you.
Shut up!
Gabriella, you slapped me. Sharp pain took over the senses as she punched you across the face. Your skull bashed into the ground again, making you disoriented. You had no time to recover as the next punch came to another side of your head. Then the next. And the next.
Shut up, shut up, shut up!
Every blow sent your mind rattling, and your body grew weaker. Your eyes were so watery that it obscured your vision, and you could feel blood dripping from your nose. The punches kept coming endlessly, a consistent onslaught of pain. Then a slow, gradual fade into nothing. Dang it, I got ending one again. We're going to try to untie our hands. With their eyes off you temporarily, you took the chance life provided. Who knew how long she would be turned around? But you hoped it would be long enough to work the knot tying your wrist. Your eyes were fixed on Gabriella for any indication that she would move, while your hands bent and twisted to get a grip on the rope. The friction against your skin irritated your wrists, but you couldn't let that sway you. Without a good view of the knot, it was tricky to even conceptualize a way to free yourself. Slipping your hands through the rope ended up being a better solution. You grit your teeth and keep quiet as you pull your hands away from each other over and over again. It was just starting to loosen when you heard Gabriella click her teeth. Oh my God, please don't hurt me, Gabriella. You look so intimidating right here. She turned to begin to walk towards you, effectively freezing you in place. If she had been talking to you, you had no idea.
I wish Jake would stop fighting fate.
Let's keep going.
Jake certainly won't miss you. I can assure you of that. So, any last words?
Let's try the knot again. You already did some work on loosening the rope around your wrists. Now it was a matter of getting them fully off. You wiggled your hands against each other, using the sweat on your skin to your advantage. Buying yourself a few more seconds would be vital. Of course, I have some last words.
Spit it out.
She was still toying with the knife, but her swing could slice you at any moment. This would have to be flawless. You pried your fingers from the first wrap of the rope, speaking just loud enough to keep her attention on your face. It's just that You deliberately looked towards the stairs with a wide-eyed look of surprise. If only you were an actor, because any audience would be convinced someone just entered into the basement. Gabriella took the bait as her heart seemed to drop and her head whipped around. That makes me think that somebody's upstairs. Why are you freaking out? Now was your chance. In an instant, you slid your hand from the rope and grabbed Gabriella's wrist tightly. Snapped her back into reality, and a murderous glint appeared in her eyes.
How did you?
You couldn't think about the pain in your wrist being rubbed raw, not if you wanted to get out of this alive. Using all your strength, you twisted the knife away from you and used your free hand to punch Gabriella square in the throat. In the throat, though? I would have hit her in the face. I would have dropped that drawer on her, and I would have stood on the drawer trying to get out. She let out a grunt of pain as she fell backwards on the ground, dropping the knife. Your breath was heavy, and you were hyper aware of your thundering heartbeat. This was it. While she was gasping for air, you had to act. Defend yourself. I mean, that was the only thing that was up there, right? Yeah, there's no hidden stuff. Can we click on the window? Yeah, defend yourself. There was no time to think. Flipping yourself onto your stomach, you reached for the knife Gabriella had dropped. Your hand slammed down onto the handle, and you wrapped your fingers around it like your life depended on it. In this case, it did. Just as you heard Gabriella begin to regain control of her body, you jumped across the floor towards her. Oh my goodness. You couldn't allow yourself to give her any leeway in this fight. Absolutely. Thank you. Look at her hands. Baby hands. Oh yeah, we about to destroy you. You pinned her to the ground with your body weight, but her own strength made it difficult to gain control. Her nails clawed at you, and she grit her teeth, trying to keep the knife away from her.
Damn it! I knew I was taking it too. Easy on you. I should have sawed off your limbs.
Hey! But you didn't. Every movement of hers tried to flip you over or just get you off, but you wouldn't budge. This had to end here, or she'd end you. Wait. Let me save. I didn't read the options because I wanted to save first, so I looked away and then went backwards. Okay, let me look at the options now because I saw the timer. Go for the face, go for the heart. The heart. We're gonna if we're trying to end it, the heart. You lift onto your knees, trying to use your full weight to overpower her. Every muscle in your body ached, but you had to ignore it. Giving in to that weakness would mean giving up. You had to hold on. You yelled to release some of the tension building up before pushing down as hard as you could. Oh God. If put in this situation, could you handle it? I would do it, but I'd be so sad. I'm like, dang, she didn't deserve it. She just needed to be locked away or something. She was resisting just as much as you were fighting, but you had the upper hand in this position. The knife plunged lower and your body tilted along with it. Oh, goodness. Gabriella. The world slowed as you met her gaze. Oh, don't look at me. Close her eyes. You could only imagine that your own expression mirrored the terror in hers. The blade was embedded deep in her chest, and she had completely frozen. Then came the blood. It trickled from the open wound and stained her clothing. It didn't look right. It was like a blackish color with a hint of red. Oh, I'm so sorry, Gabriella. You were just a crazy girl in love. It had an iridescent quality and the smell was not natural. You lifted the knife and more of the thick, viscous liquid spilled out of her. The pure agony was clear on her face. Gabriella was gasping for air and clutched at nothing but concrete floor. I feel so bad. You couldn't show any mercy, though. The blade came down again and again. It was an awful feeling as the blade sank through her skin. You steel yourself to remain focused. Any sign of stopping would put your survival in jeopardy. She lay beneath you weakenly, barely able to keep her eyes open. When you were certain that she wouldn't be able to attack, you leaned back on your heels. I'm sorry. What? Well, no wonder it was dark, but okay. The sight before you was vile. Her chest was open enough to reveal something non-human. It wasn't human organs, but various wires and blinking lights within. The blade had cut various tubes that were spilling some kind of oil. Despite that, you could swear that there was still blood coming from her. What the frick are you? She choked on her own breath as tears fell from her eyes. The panic on her face was heartbreaking. She had lost.
I had to be with him. I couldn't. I was weak.
As you observed her, something shiny caught your attention. A key had fallen from her shirt in the midst of your attack. You bent down and grabbed it, ignoring the blood. Oh God. As you did, her body jerked and she let out a pained wheeze. The robotic heart in her chest was blinking red. You couldn't bear to watch.
No. This can't be it.
This is sad. She screamed out again. You scrambled backwards to get away from her, but tripped over your own feet. Oh, right, the rope. You swiftly cut yourself out and dropped the weapon. You had to get out of here. This is so sad. Am I the only one that's sad? Yanking on the door proved to be pointless. She had locked it. Shite. Wait, the key. You made quick work of shoving it into the keyhole. The handle turned. The door swung open. And you didn't stop running. Ending 2. So we got 2. There's one more ending. I'm assuming it's the face part. So let's go back in. Okay, we're going to get her face this time. Go for the face. You jerked your arm side to side, trying to get her grip to loosen enough to attack. Every muscle in your body ached, but you had to ignore it. Giving in to that weakness would mean giving up. You had to hold on. Your grip on the knife adjusted and you pushed down as hard as you could. She was resisting just as much as you were fighting, but you had the upper hand in the situation. You were shaking as the knife plunged lower. Yink. Oh goodness. The slash was a huge gash across her face. I would have stabbed her in the eye or something. It's thin, layer of skin that you got to get through. You can get that eye. It had slid across her forehead and down her jaw. You had to avoid gagging as reality set in. Then came the blood. It spilled from her open wound and onto the floor. It wasn't right. There were parts of the blood that were blackish instead of red. It had an almost iridescent quality and the smell was not natural. You being appalled and disgusted served as the perfect distraction. She used that chance to pry the knife from your fingers and push you back. You let out a gasp as your back met concrete once again. The tables had turned as Gabriella had the advantage once again. You had no time to react before the knife came towards your throat. The last thing you heard was her mechanical laughter before nothing. Okay, so it wasn't that. I'm going to find this third ending because we got 1 and 2 and then we got 4. So we're missing 3. We're going to get this. I don't think we called her a psycho yet. You're a freaking psycho. She giggled again, a sound that was quickly starting to grate on your eardrums.
I get that a lot.
How irritatingly dismissive.
So?
The skip button came up. Let's keep going. So I don't think we did this one either. Try to break free while she's standing here. You suck in your breath and yank your hands away from each other with all the strength that you could muster. Predictably, nothing happened. You didn't have the upper body strength necessary to break rope. Gabriella looked at you with pitiful judgment.
Oh, nice try.
Her grip on the knife adjusted, and the look in her eyes was chilling. I think this is the same. It's not letting me skip it, so. The metal touched your neck again. The pain lasted only for a second before nothing.
Finley won't miss you. I can assure you of that. Maybe not to you, but he is to me.
So it wouldn't let me skip past this part, so maybe I found ending 3. You couldn't think of another way to dissuade her. It was desperate attempt, because I think I clicked, is he worth it? Yeah.
Maybe not to you, but he is to me.
And as you can see, I hit the skip button. It won't let me skip. So hopefully this is ending 3.
I'm afraid this is the end of the road for you.
Her grip on the knife adjusted, and the look in her eyes was chilling. You squeezed your eyes shut, feeling terrified tears, threatening to spill over. The metal touched your neck again. The pain lasted only for a second before nothing. But it wouldn't let me skip past it. That's weird. All right, I think I found ending 3. My God, you don't know how long it took. I tried to do research. Not many people have played this game yet. It is a newer game, so it was made for the Spooktober thing. But I have not. Like, I freaking tried so hard, and then I saw people saying that ending 4 was the hardest. There is no thing that explains how to get this, so I can't even explain to you because I just been skipping through everything until something new comes up. I cannot tell you what I did. I guess I can go through history and kind of tell you what I did, I guess. No, I can't even tell you how I even got it. Even reading through the history again, I can't tell you how I got it, but I guess I can just go through it, and so we can see it together. Look for an escape. Although your ankles were tied together, you could still hobble your way to the exit if you move fast enough. Sort of crawling on all fours ended up being the most plausible option available. So hopefully, because it won't let me skip it, hopefully this gives me ending 3. It was weird hopping using your back legs while your arms provide the needed stability. You had to sidestep your assailant before looking for a solid way out of here. There wasn't much time until she acted, though, so you need to be quick. Go upstairs. The stairs are locked. Remember, the door is locked upstairs, so we're going to go out the window. You had to take a risk on a tiny window. If it opened enough for a person to fit through, it was easily the fastest way out of here. Slowly, but gradually, you crawled your way over to the window. Staring at it made this task seem much more intimidating. Not only did you have to crawl out the high window, but you had to do it with your legs tied up. A small box was shoved against the wall in front of it. So I'm assuming that assessing the situation is what I did in the beginning. A small box was shoved against the wall in front of it. Maybe you could use that as a step stool. The execution couldn't have been smoother, but you pulled the box closer to your goal. It made your destination easier to reach. Your arms helped immensely as you climbed at the top of the box. It felt like crawling your way to victory. You popped the latch open that held the window shut and used all your remaining strength to lift. The window was janky as it slid open, mostly from years without use. It had lifted about halfway when you heard a creak. Turning your head quickly, you were met with Gabriella a few steps away. In her hands was a rusty knife, and it was gripped so tightly that you could see her veins.
You're a fighter. I'll give you that much.
Oh my God. If this is not ending 3, I don't know how to get it. It was said with such condescension that you knew that you were in danger. She moved closer, and you had no choice but to enter a panic mode. Dang it! Oh, sucks. Your hand gripped onto the windowsill for dear life, and you began to kick. The first kick knocked her back by her shoulders, which was a small relief. Using both legs meant that it took longer to charge up your next kick, though. So, she slashed at you at the same time your legs lifted. The blade sliced your calf, making you hiss in pain. However, it also hit the rope. This loosened the knot enough for your legs to move somewhat independently. Let's go. Things were finally turned around. You aimed your next blow at her face, hoping that it would stun her long enough for you to make a break for it. Let's go. Gabriella, listen. I've been doing this for like 3 hours now, looking for ending 3. We're getting out of here. She stumbled backwards and clutched her nose as it began to bleed. The blood looked weird, though. It had an almost iridescent quality. So we already know she's a robot, but so who's controlling her? Or is she like free will AI robot, the type of thing? You had no time to stare, though. Instead, yanking the window open with all your might. Fresh air blew into the room like a lifeline. You wasted no time hoisting yourself onto the windowsill.
Fuck.
Gabriella made a lunge at you, but you were too high up for it to make a difference. You swung your legs out of reach and slipped through the window, crawling across the grass towards freedom. You were free. It was a painful journey as blood dripped behind you, but you had done it. Once you could find a phone to borrow, the police would surely come after her and hopefully send you to a hospital. Even with a few scratches, you had successfully escaped. Ending 3, cheated fate. Let's go. Thanks for playing. Thank you for making this. Oh my God. I know I said 3 hours, but it hasn't been 3 hours. It's close to 2 hours of me looking for this, because I also had to take a break because of the person that was driving by with his loud, crazy car. I feel like he's my villain in my life, because like the moment I start recording, he's like, okay, all right, she's recording. Vroom, vroom, with his car. But thank you guys so much for watching Rose Colored Cover. This was a very interesting game. I think it said it was made for Spooktober. So as y'all know, Spooktober is getting ready. I'm so excited. The only thing I would ever have to say for this game is please make a walkthrough so people can get the endings and stuff. I say that for every game. This is not just towards this creator, because the creator did a fantastic job on this story. The voice actor did a fantastic job. The creator did a fantastic job. And the only critique I guess I could have to say is please, not something you have to change in the game, but make a like post on itch.io a walkthrough. Other than that, I mean, it's fine. It didn't even really take me long. I'm just over exaggerating a little bit, but I did think I seen that the thing just hit 2 hours. And again, a biggest majority of that is me taking a break so my villain in my life could pass his car by, but nothing else. 10 out of 10. I'm definitely going to go give it 5 stars on itch.io so people know to go play this game. And with all that being said, peace and love. Stay safe out there. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hype the video up. And if you go play this game and you came from my channel, let them know that Voyia sent you and that she loved the game, so you're playing the game. Peace and love. Stay safe out there, everybody. I love you guys. Bye-bye.